Bien, try a few on your own. Aquí el sujeto es vosotros. El infinitivo es tomar otra vez. Y las respuestas, haste o hasteis. Tomasteis un taxi. Aquí el sujeto es nosotras. El infinitivo es viajar. Y las respuestas son amos o aron. Viajamos a 5 países este verano. Aquí el sujeto es ella. El infinitivo es viajar otra vez. Y las respuestas son o e. Viajó a 3 ciudades en 3 días. Bien, now that you have a decent hang of the AR endings, let's quickly go through the ER and IR endings. Very, very similar to the AR endings, but instead of A's, you'll use an I. And all the endings for ER and IR verbs will start with an I. Por ejemplo, vi la fuente grande en la Plaza Mayor. I saw the big fountain in the main plaza. Vi la fuente grande en la Plaza Mayor. I guess you can call ver a little irregular because you won't need to use any tildes for its conjugations in the preterite. Just vi and vio. Viste las estatuas grandes en el Parque Real. You saw the big statues in Royal Park. Viste las estatuas grandes en el Parque Real. Leyó la guía para Madrid 6 veces. He read the guide to Madrid 6 times. Leyó la guía para Madrid 6 veces. Oops, this looks a little different, right? Shouldn't it be L-E-I-O with a tilde above it? It should, but that looks really strange, and it may be a little confusing when looking at it since there are 3 vowels right next to each other. So instead of this weird triphthong, replace the I with a Y, and it is much easier to figure out the pronunciation, and it just looks nicer. You'll need to do this in the third person plural as well. Instead of L-E-I-E-R-O-N, you'll use L-E-Y-E-R-O-N. Leyeron. Much nicer. Subimos muchas escaleras en la torre. We climbed a lot of stairs in the tower. Subimos muchas escaleras en la torre. Subisteis las escaleras para ir al segundo piso. You climbed the stairs to get to the second floor. Subisteis las escaleras para ir al segundo piso. Salieron el hotel a las 7 esta mañana. They left the hotel at 7 this morning. Salieron el hotel a las 7 esta mañana. So your endings are very similar to the AR endings that you just saw. Para yo, you'll use an I with an accent instead of an E. Para tú, you'll use iste instead of aste. Para él, ella, and usted, you'll have I and then an O with a tilde instead of just the O with the tilde. Para nosotros, you'll use imos, just like the first person plural ending for IR verbs in the present tense. For vosotros in España, you'll use isteis instead of asteis. Para ellos, ellas, and ustedes, you'll use ieron instead of aron. How about a little practice with the ER and IR endings? Same deal as last time. I'll give you the picture, the infinitive, and 2 ending options. You just figure out the stem for the infinitive, put the correct ending on it, and say the whole sentence aloud. ¿Listo? Aquí el sujeto es tú y el infinitivo es leer. Las respuestas son ieron o iste. Leíste el libro de frases útiles 3 veces. Aquí el sujeto es nosotros. y el infinitivo es salir. Las respuestas son yo o imos. Salimos para el aeropuerto a las 5:30. Aquí el sujeto es yo y el infinitivo es subir. Las respuestas son y o yo. Subí las escaleras para ir al segundo piso. Aquí el sujeto es vosotros y el infinitivo otra vez es subir. Las respuestas son iste o isteis. Subisteis las escaleras en lugar de usar el ascensor. ¡Qué bien! Es todo para hoy. But of course, there's much more to learn about the preterite tense, especially irregulars and stem changers. So make sure you keep up your lessons every week. You can watch this lesson on the go by downloading our video podcast from iTunes, and you can practice what you learn in this lesson at SpanishDict.com/learn. There you'll find all of the picture flashcards, the games, quizzes, the forum, and video chat. If you enroll in the course, we'll keep track of your points for you, and you can compare yourself to others on the leaders board. For any questions about when to use or how to conjugate the preterite tense, make sure you read the reference on verbs at SpanishDict.com/reference. As always, everything here at SpanishDict.com is completely free, so check it out. Hasta pronto y nos vemos!